Can these boys, Bafana, do the business in Group A? Because they are representing Africa first. It's the opening game of the FIFA World Cup. It's Mexico against South Africa as it was 16 years ago. It's almost like it's the second leg of FIFA World Cup openings. Because, of course, in 2010, when South Africa were the host nation, they opened the World Cup against Mexico. It's Shabalala and all that business. Jabulile, rejoice. Goal for Bafana, goal for all Africa. Are we going to be hearing that once again as Mexico take on South Africa in the opening game of FIFA World Cup 2026 in the Azteca, in the iconic Mexico City in Mexico? So, here we are then. The World Cup previewing starts right here, right now. I know you guys are excited for this as much as I am. That's why the South Africa shirt had to be brought out. It's Group A. It's Mexico. It's South Africa. It's the Czech Republic or Czechia or whatever they're called these days. And it's South Korea or Korea Republic, whatever way you prefer. Now, I've got to be honest, right? To the neutral, it's not a world-class group, is it? With respect to Mexico, South Africa, Korea, and the Czech Republic. It's not blockbuster. Now, when the draw was made, we didn't know Czech Republic were going to be in here. We very much were of the opinion, well, I don't know about you guys, I was of the opinion that it would probably be maybe Denmark coming in through this section. It was Denmark, Czech Republic, Republic of Ireland is a bit of a chance as well. So it could have gone either way, but Czech Republic, for me, have somehow scraped it into this World Cup. My Czech Republic notoriously were qualifying for Euros all the time, but not World Cups. I think this is the first World Cup since 2006. We know Mexico and Korea always seem to be there, and of course South Africa were last there in 2010, but of course that was by virtue of being the host nation. This time, they've qualified at their own accord under Hugo Bruce, and of course against Nigeria in that qualification campaign. It was tight, it was tense. We had the yellow card situation to Bahama Quena, losing 3 points, still got the business done over the line. Mexico, of course, are the host nation, and South Korea, pretty much, especially now 48 teams, are always going to be there for me. So what's going to happen in this group? It's Group A. Now, of course, in this 48 team format, you can go through as a third place team. 8 of the 12 teams coming in third will advance. Now, I remember many years ago, showing my age here, did Carlos Queiroz not qualify South Africa to a World Cup? Who, ironically, is now managing Ghana at this one. But he didn't manage them in the tournament. And Hugo Bruce has got South Africa into this World Cup. I think he's a great coach. But a lot of South Africa fans out there that are not happy with Hugo Bruce. And I think the AFCON and the fact that they decided to play 2 games against Panama and failed to beat Panama not once but twice in 2 different cities, it's not gone well. Me personally, I think that's a bit harsh. He's come out of a group with Nigeria. Now, whatever you think about Nigeria, that's a fantastic achievement. Of course, Hugo Bruce took the bronze medal in Ivory Coast. Now, in the Morocco AFCON, let's go through the group stage. South Africa beat Zimbabwe, they beat Angola, and they got robbed against Egypt because they had a stonewall penalty not given for handball, and then the penalty Salah got was a joke. And of course, if South Africa had won that group and finished above Egypt, their knockout stage path would have been far easier. Instead, they've won 2 games, taken 6 points, played well against Egypt, got robbed from me, and then they've lost to Cameroon in the last 16. Again, in a game where South Africa did not take their chances, and if they had done, that game could have been over within the first 10 minutes. So I don't think that shows the true picture. The Panama games are disappointing, but have we underestimated Panama when you look at the FIFA ranking? But Bruce deserves to have a shot at this. He deserves it. Now, I think if South Africa had been in the group like, let's say, Tunisia's group, where Tunisia have got no chance, they've got Netherlands, Japan, Sweden. If South Africa had that, I'd be saying, yeah, they're bang in trouble. But the group South Africa have, Mexico, Korea, and Czech Republic, and that is no disrespect to these guys. That is a group that, for me, South Africa, 100% will be making the last 32. There's not a doubt in my mind that South Africa reached the last 32, especially with the third places. Now, Mexico plays South Africa in the opening game. And as 2010 showed in the opener, South Africa can go toe-to-toe with the Mexicans. And, of course, there's going to be an insane atmosphere. It's going to be buzzing, hype, first game of the World Cup. Way more Mexicans than South Africans in that stadium. Not going to be hearing vuvuzelas, maybe some caraca, whatever they're called, maracas and those things. But anyway, sombreros will be out and all that. It's a tough game because they're the host, but it's a team they can get something against. I could see Mexico drawing the opening game to South Africa, no question. Now, I know last summer was the Club World Cup, but what Mamelodi Sundowns did, a bulk of that team is going to be the South Africa first team. And Sundowns, again, great showing at that Club World Cup with a lot of players in the South African national team. You know, beat Ulsan HD. They went toe-to-toe with Dortmund in a cracking, 7-goal thriller. I know they lost, but they went toe-to-toe with Dortmund. Drew with the Brazilian, Fluminense. They were decent. And I think they can take great confidence. The defence, when on point, is going to carry South Africa. And even though attack wins games, defence wins tournaments. And Ronwen Williams and Mbakazi, who's now been playing, is going to be playing 6 months in Chicago, in the MLS, been playing in Chicago for Chicago Fire. And Mbakazi knows all about playing in the US. I think South Africa, if they can just keep it tight at the back, and there's a few decisions to be made in that front line. There's too many changes going on. Now, Lyle Foster has not been in the form he was a few months ago. In AFCON, Lyle Foster in the AFCON, guys, was not bad. He was not bad at all. When you look at his numbers, goals and assists, he was providing. But Bruce has got to know the 11 starting. Because when Bruce knows the 11 starting, there's so much consistency, they're very hard to break down. And we see what South Africa done in Ivory Coast when they beat Morocco comfortably in the last 16. So they're a good team for me. Don't worry about the Panama stuff. Honestly, you'd rather lose then than now. And Panama's FIFA ranking is not a disaster. So I think South Africa can actually grab a point off the Mexicans, just like they did in 2010 the other way around. Then you look at the Czech Republic game, and you look at the Korea game. You're probably going to need 4 points. 3 points could, by the way, do it. 3 points might even be enough. But when you get 4 points almost certainly puts you through. You're 99% through with 4 points because of the virtue of the third place. And I think South Africa definitely are in a position where they can get at least 4 points. For what it's worth, I think they're going to get 5 points. I think they're going to draw to the Mexicans, and I think they'll take 4 points from Czech Republic and Korea. I could see them beating Korea and drawing to Czech Republic, or vice versa. Honestly, I don't think Czech Republic are a good team. When you look at the qualifying in UEFA, Czech Republic, did they not lose to the Faroe Islands? I mean, goodness me, did they not lose to the Faroe Islands? Like, that is embarrassing. They finished below Croatia, and it's not a prime time Croatia. They got outplayed by Faroe Islands, the Czechs. Embarrassing. You look at Korea. Son, way past his best. And when you look past Son, it's not a great team. Not a great team. Maybe Kim from Bayern at the back. It's not a great South Korea either. We beat 2014 Algeria and pumped them 4-2, by the way. It's not a good Korea. Speaking of getting pumped by 4, last month, Ivory Coast played South Korea in a friendly and beat them 4-0 or something? Like, absolutely battered Korea did Cote d'Ivoire. So, if Cote d'Ivoire put 4 past Korea, South Africa can almost certainly beat South Korea. So I don't think South Korea or Czech Republic is... Come on now, this is South Africa we're talking about. You should not be fearing the Korea Republic and Czech Republic. The group you've been given, Bafana, the group you've been given is unbelievable. Like, if Algeria had this group, I'd be saying we're going to win it. I think South Africa will get second. I think Mexico are going to get first place. I think the South Africans are going to get the second spot. I say the Czechs go third and Korea fourth. And when you look at who South Africa could get in the last 32 from coming second and not third, they could give someone a game in the last 32 quite easily. So for me in Group A, I'm going to go Mexico 1, South Africa 2, Czech Republic in third, and South Korea last. And I think Mexico, again, if Mexico were not at home, for me, the South Africans could win this group. And I know people aren't happy. Listen, the AFCON, they were unlucky. They got robbed against Egypt, and they didn't take their chances against Cameroon. And we know if South Africa had beaten Cameroon, they got a pretty darn good record against the Moroccans. And they would have probably done them in again. Panama games weren't great, but they're friendlies. You want to rather lose now than then. Ronwen Williams, for me, so glad he's going to play at a World Cup, because he fully deserves to play at a World Cup. You know, all we know in terms of South African World Cup history in recent times is your Shabalalas and your Stephen Pienaars and these sorts of guys. Now, we're getting to the new gen. Your Lyle Fosters, your Taboha McQuainers, your Mbakazis, right? All these guys, your Ronwen Williams. and it's going to be great to see them in action. And for the purist football fans, what a nostalgic occasion for Mexico, South Africa. What are the chances for that to be the opening game again? And the world's eyes will be watching Bafana. And to me, that is the hardest group game. The first game South Africa have is their hardest group game because it's the opener and it's against the hosts. But I think against the Czechs and against the Koreans, they can certainly get a win and a draw in those games. So that's my thoughts looking ahead to Group A. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Listen, way more stuff to come. We're going to be seeing you very, very soon.